the end of an era. Assad's departure and the power vacuum? After decades of authoritarian rule, Bashar al-Assad's regime has fallen. His departure marks a significant turning point in Syria's history. Rebel groups seized control of Damascus, leading to Assad's swift departure. The streets of the capital are now filled with scenes of jubilation and uncertainty. The power vacuum has significant regional implications. Neighboring countries are closely monitoring the situation, wary of the potential for further instability. A fragile caretaker authority is attempting to establish order. They face the daunting task of uniting various factions and rebuilding the war-torn nation. The international community is grappling with this sudden shift. Diplomatic efforts are underway to support a peaceful transition. The United States and other Western powers are engaging with the emerging leadership. They aim to foster stability and prevent extremist groups from gaining a foothold. The priority is to prevent further chaos and address the humanitarian crisis. Aid organizations are working tirelessly to provide relief to millions of displaced Syrians. The northeast remains under the control of the Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF. They continue to play a crucial role in maintaining security in the region. The international community faces the challenge of supporting a transition to a stable and democratic Syria. Reconstruction efforts are beginning, but the road ahead is long and fraught with challenges. A fragile hope, international engagement, and the challenges of reconstruction. The road to rebuilding Syria is fraught with numerous obstacles, from political instability to economic hardships. The international community is cautiously engaging with the new reality in Syria. Diplomatic efforts are being made to ensure a stable transition. A U.S. diplomatic delegation has met with Ahmad al-Shar, a key figure in the post-Assad landscape. These meetings are crucial for establishing trust and cooperation. The United States has pledged humanitarian aid to support the Syrian people in their time of need, and is considering financial support for reconstruction. This financial aid is essential for rebuilding infrastructure and revitalizing the economy. The IMF is prepared to assist Syria, contingent on a stable and inclusive government. Their support could be a game-changer for the country's recovery. The international community is also grappling with the issue of sanctions. These sanctions have a significant impact on the country's ability to recover. Calls to reassess sanctions are growing to facilitate aid delivery and economic recovery. Lifting or easing sanctions could pave the way for a more effective reconstruction process. Shifting sands, regional actors, and the struggle for influence. The fall of Assad has led to a scramble for influence among regional powers. Turkey is asserting its role, with President Erdogan supporting a new Syria. Turkey's primary concern is to prevent a Kurdish statelet along its border. Israel is closely watching the situation, solidifying control over the Golan Heights. An Israeli airstrike in response to rocket fire from Syria has escalated tensions. The international community urges all parties to exercise restraint. The long road ahead, humanitarian needs, security concerns, and the quest for justice. The situation in Syria remains one of the most complex and challenging humanitarian crises in the world. The humanitarian crisis in Syria remains dire, with millions displaced. Families have been torn apart, and communities have been uprooted, leaving many in desperate need of assistance. Essential services have been decimated, leading to severe shortages. Hospitals, schools, and basic infrastructure have been destroyed, making daily life a struggle for survival. The UN has allocated funds for immediate relief, but needs far outweigh resources. Despite international efforts, the scale of the crisis means that aid is often insufficient. Security remains a major concern, with various armed groups posing threats. The ongoing conflict and instability make it difficult to deliver aid and ensure safety. The return of Syrian refugees is another pressing issue. Many have been living in limbo, waiting for the chance to go back home. But the conditions are not yet conducive. Many refugees are considering returning, but the security situation and lack of services hinder this. The fear of violence and the absence of basic amenities are significant barriers. The international community must create conditions for safe and voluntary return. Diplomatic efforts and coordinated actions are essential to address these challenges. Support for reconstruction and reconciliation efforts is crucial. Rebuilding homes and fostering community ties are key to long-term stability and peace. The quest for justice and accountability continues as Syria rebuilds. Ensuring that those responsible for atrocities are held accountable is vital for healing and moving forward.